G'day folks. Well, since it's raining like mad out there, I figure I'll have a look at the moulding machine again. It's very wet. So, as you can see, we've moved everything over a bit. And I'm going to try and hook up control power. Control power is 240 volts. I've got a neutral bar, earth bar, and one of the three phases goes to neutral, feeding the control. The only three-phase devices I've found on here are the outlets and the motor. So I can isolate that and run that with a rotary phase converter, although it looks like it can detect whether or not it's working and throw a alarm, so it'll probably know if I've bypassed it. It'll throw a motor stop alarm, that one there. But either way, yeah, I want to get some power to the control side of it, as well as connect the compressed air and just see what happens. It will tell me that the motor's stopped, probably because it will both detect no hydraulic pressure, no hydraulic temperature. It has to run a half-hour warm-up cycle, and it'll also detect that the motor's not electrically energized, so it probably won't work very well, but it's worth a try. I like the way we've got this giant earth lead going to the door, and yet that's the main machine's earth, that little thing. It's kind of pathetic. I suppose all you need is enough to trip the RCD anyway, but still, compared with the size of the feeders and the lead on the door, which is more like a tether, that's pretty crazy. Nice adjustable length switch. Yeah, it's all high quality telemechanique gear. I'm going to set up another fluorescent light overhead as well, just so I can see this a bit easier. But I've just got to get that, take the feeder off from 400 and put it to 230. So the DC 24 volt transformer and power supply is feeding off 230 volts, 240 volts, and that should do it. Everything else pretty right. See, that's all feeding off DC, that's all feeding off DC. That's a Rexroth hydraulics control card. You eject it like that. Yep. Mannesmann Rexroth. It used to be Bosch Rexroth years ago. Anyway, let's work on rewiring this. I like the way it's all spliced in with terminators. They should be good quality plastic coated ones. They look like Clipsal ones, even from under the tape. Like that. G'day folks. I'm just having a bit of a play around with the Battenfeld plus 350V injection moulding machine, and I've got control power now. Most of this thing is single phase. 220 volt, 240 volt, single phase. It's just tapped off live and neutral, or, well, in the case of the transformer it was 400 volts or 440 volts coming off the L1 and L2, so I've got it hooked up that way at the moment, but really I want L1 and neutral for a proper control, though it doesn't seem to mind running like this. I've also got air hooked up, so we'll see what happens. You can turn it on. Actually, no, it's not on. I need main breaker on. That'll help. Displays up. Error codes. Fans working. Power supply for the digital control rack is working. Hydraulic control card is working. Codes. Error 02, motor is stopped. That's correct. 03, heaters are not on. We can change that. 701, I'm going to have to get the book out for that one. 702, 18, 24. Yeah, it's not happy. I'm guessing some of that's phasing errors or things not coming online. That's heaters which aren't plugged in, they've got to go in at the top. It's really not happy. That's semi-automatic, that's manual. You can't do any hydraulic controls. Won't try and start the pump. Yeah. That's hopper loader, that's irrelevant. Yeah. I'm getting there. I need a bigger motor for our RPC. I think Jay the Aussie has a plastics granulator that he's going to get rid of. So I'll pick that one up as equipment trade and use its 7.5 horsepower motor as a rotary phase converter. I might try this on a smaller RPC like the one I had, the one I was using a couple of weeks ago, but I'm running a 5 horsepower motor, so I need something bigger than a 3 horsepower motor. I can tell you that much. But at least it shows signs of life. It's just out on various errors. Yeah, contactor won't even close. Mind you, it's probably still in startup mode. It's got to run for half an hour and warm up the hydraulic oil, and since the pump's not working, it's not going to do any of that. Anyway, at least I know the control still works. Well, I know the machine was working when it came out of service. I just want to see what it can do. I'll have a bit of fun. I've cleared the inlet for the material, so I'll grab some polyethylene out once I get all the heaters and things working and I know all that's working and I know the hydraulic system is up to it. I'll run the screw and clean out all the burnt PVC and other crap that's been sitting in there for the last couple of years. It's going to be a bit of a mess. Just purge out all the black nasty old degraded PVC material and stuff and just purge it through with natural low density polyethylene, crank the temperatures right up and the shot size right to maximum and just purge. We'll blow a couple of kilos of material through it and get rid of all the crap. Anyway, that's progress. Okay, well, we're running off a crude and potentially dangerous 220 volt phase converter. It seems to be working. Coming up to temperature. All the heaters are cycling on and off. It's doing PVC, so temperatures are really low. That's a set temp for zone 1. Oh no, 2. 1 is 79.7 and is not doing anything. And 3 is 89.5. So I'm pretty sure I got them all plugged in the right way. I know the frontmost heating band is working, apart from the nozzle which was broken. And the one under there is working, so it should be right. Yeah, it's going up to temp. Being soft PVC, I'm guessing it doesn't need much heat anyway. Running the screw produces enough heat to melt it anyway. But I'll boost that up when I go over to polyethylene. I'll bring that up a lot more. P1. I think that's speed and pressure. No. Where's the manual? Oh yeah. There we go. P1 is nozzle advance with draw pressure, 0 to 100%. Nozzle lift time. Nozzle advance. The lead pencil marks are all from one of my workmates, and it's basically set parameters for what this machine was used for. Yeah. Screw temp 190. Okay. Back pressure, metering velocity. Oh yeah. Metering stroke for colours, black or terracotta. Compression stroke. Yeah. They're all set for the job. And I won't try and start the pump because mould protection is kicking in. It doesn't seem to like me at the moment. It's just going through parameters for mould close. No, I don't know. It's not like the old machines where you could just manually control them all the time. This one just won't do it. It won't even let me start the pump. Nothing. Let's save and store. And that'll be edit mode on, off. Yeah. If I want to change the parameters, I've got to turn that on. And then I should be able to change things like the temperatures. Oh, I see. The thermocouple's not working. Oh, sorry, no, it's thermocouple's working, temperature set's not working. Anyway, I suppose it's worth spending a bit of time on this. Have a bit of fun before I dismantle it for parts. I would like to get it to run, but if it's going to lock out the motor every time I try and run it, that's not good. No, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I had this sitting up here after another attempted startup, and I'm wondering, why the hell is it jiggling? Nothing else is jiggling. Then I realised what that is. That's a industrial vibrator, pretty much. It's making the hose jiggle. I guess to prevent material from clogging inside the pipe and causing a stoppage or short shots. Yeah. That is why the hose suddenly started jiggling for no apparent reason. The hopper loader's off, but that changes it. Nope, still jiggling. Yeah, I can just sit there and jiggle. I've got to remount that, I think, on top of there. I don't know if there's a other alternative. I just want to gravity feed it actually. I'll just take this off and stuff it back in there and put a hopper on top. You know, coming up to temperature. Temperature's right. It's just mold protection doesn't work. And I've reset this nicely bypassed safety switch. That doesn't do anything. I can't even tell where it went. I'm guessing on the door somewhere, maybe inside. So that's been bypassed again. Yeah, just got to clear error 2. No motor start. Bugger it. I want to be able to try and start the motor. I haven't wired it for 220 delta, but it will be done shortly. That's what I'm going to do next. I'll get in there and try and reconfigure the electric motor terminals for 220 volt delta rather than 415 volt star. Well, that was interesting. I gave up trying to figure out how mold protection works because it has been hacked and modified, including these prox sensors that I've bypassed by just putting a piece of metal in front of them. Still no good. And so I just decided to take an electrical screwdriver and push the motor contactor in. And it didn't take out the main house breaker, but let's just say that meter was up here and all of the fluoro lights started carrying on, and the computer PSUs went, or UPSs went to battery mode just for a second. So yeah, that's not good. I'm going to have to take the top cover off that motor and turn it to 220 volt mode and try again, but I've got a feeling, since regardless of what voltage I put it on, it's just too much. Mind you, I haven't tried running it off that panel there, which is connected to a much heavier breaker. I think I'm just pulling down my whole house and possibly the whole neighbourhood by trying to start this thing. 7.5 kilowatts in electric motor power is a fair bit when it's coupled to a hydraulic pump, which basically puts load on it from zero startup. It's trying to build back pressure in the system as soon as it starts up, and once the control valves and things open, it should relieve the back pressure. But I'm not 100% sure if the control system's working properly on my emulated 3-phase, especially since it hasn't actually acknowledged that it's right to run the pump. It might still have all the hydraulic valves shut as a safety precaution because mold protection is still working, so I'm trying to start the pump under back pressure. Oh well, it's worth a try. I'll give it a couple more tries, otherwise I'm just going to strip it as it is. As I said before, it's all been hacked up. You'd have to buy a whole new front guard for it, assuming you can get them. And also remake all the modified control interface, like that stuff there's all been chopped up. We've got sensors for the shuttle system that went all the way through it. It was just ball bearing trolleys and things. Yeah, there's a lot of modifications been done to this thing, making it even more redundant than it already is. Bit of a shame. It's only 13 years old, but it'll be a good source of parts. Thanks for watching. Of course, couldn't let you go without demonstrating what happens. Yeah, that's pulling a lot of amps. Can't really see that panel meter up there, but we'll try it. Not quite as high as before. It doesn't like me now. Power company loves me. I buy a lot of power off them. Anyway, yeah, something's up with this one. Well, I think it's the way I've got it wired and everything like that, and just not enough supply amps.